this. So hopefully Miss Maget's technology is working. Do y'all see the little thingy in the corner that says recording?
Yes.
Okay. And then everyone sees, thank you, Michaela, for unmuting. Everyone sees my sketchbook. Perfecto. Okay, so we're gonna start by studying color theory, which is gonna seem really basic, but it's basically like the study of color. Basically how colors are made, and then what different colors mean when we are, someone just entered the waiting room, let them in, very good. What colors mean, because when we're drawing and we're trying to like evoke certain emotions or make people feel a certain way, the colors that we choose and the way that we make our colors affect people's emotions, okay? But the first thing we gotta start with is actually learning where the colors belong and how all the colors are made. So this should be a review because hopefully you learned color theory in Mr. Postel's class. And hopefully before that, you learned color theory when you were in art in middle school or elementary school. But you know, for some of us, that has been like a couple of years ago. So this should go pretty quickly, but I want y'all to realize this is an easy A assignment for you because literally what I draw on my paper, you draw on yours. And I hardly ever gives you guys the opportunity to do this. So for some of y'all, maybe this can help fluff your grade a little bit, you know, and this can be like an easy 100 for everybody. Like all I have to do is basically copy Miss Maget and participate, okay? Everybody at home is gonna talk to me today, right?
Yes.
Yes.
2 people, all right? Okay, all right, so it's called a color wheel because it's gonna go in a circle. But even though it's gonna go in a circle, I'm going to start by actually drawing a triangle like this in the middle of my paper. And you don't wanna make it too big because we're gonna make the wheel around it, okay? I am just trying to draw it big enough and I'm zooming in a little bit so that y'all can, everybody in class, y'all can all see my triangle, right? I think that's Alani. Do one of y'all wanna let her back in from pictures? Leo, also remember to watch the clock at 9:15 so you can go. Hopefully we will be done with this by 9:15. So here we go. All right, everybody got your little triangles? Okay, and I'm gonna divide it up. Someone just left the Zoom. Hopefully they come back. I'm moving my grid. Also, y'all know when I screen share that if you type in the chat, you just gotta let me know because I can't always see it. I just have to remember to click on the chat so that I can see it, okay? Riley, is that your cat or your dog? Okay, what I do not see whilst your dog is very cute is your sketchbook. Are you doing this with us? She's like, Miss Walker, don't call me out like that. Although your dog is adorable.
My sketchbook's right
Is this
here.
what
and
you
you
were
wouldn't be the
talking
first
about that we
person to
did in
call
the
me
second
out.
block?
Yes, Riley, or Destiny, this is what I was talking about. That's why I was saying you've technically already done this. So just let me know what you want to do. Sorry, I had
I'll
multiple.
stay.
Okay. If you want to work on something else though, that's cool too, Destiny. So Destiny's in second block. She's done this already. So that's why I'm telling her she does not need to make another color wheel a second time. Okay, just turn in your second block one again in Google Drive, Destiny. Okay, sorry, lots of lagging. All right, what I'm gonna do is think about drawing an uppercase, the letter Y, and using that, and it's not perfect, it's okay, this is handmade, but using that uppercase letter Y to break up your triangle into 3 pieces. Okay, yes, no, maybe so. Can anybody guess what 3 colors might go into this first little triangle that I just drew on my paper?
Red,
Red, yellow, and blue.
All right, I got people at home and people in person. So hold on, I'm gonna call, who was that, Michaela or someone else?
I feel like me and Riley were at the same time.
Yeah.
I heard blue, what else?
Red.
Yellow.
Okay, so y'all said red, yellow, and blue, and Leo said the primary colors, but lucky for y'all, that's the same thing, okay? Red, yellow, and blue are the primary colors. So on the side over here, because remember I told y'all to open to a clean spread, if you could please, even though I'm sure you've heard the word primary colors before, I want you to go ahead and write it down, okay? There are 3, so I put in parentheses 3 here, and then I'm just gonna abbreviate them, R for red, and red does need to be in the top of the triangle, please. And I will explain to y'all why in just a second. It has to do with the color spectrum when you're studying like science and light. So like, hopefully you guys have all seen a rainbow before. What's the first color in the rainbow? Oh, that was
Red.
weak.
Red.
I was like, all stared at me. I was like, okay. So red is the first color in the rainbow. That is for a reason. It has to do with light and the color spectrum and the color wheel are actually basically the same. Okay. So we're going to put red at the top. I'm going to put yellow in the bottom right corner, and I'm going to put blue in the bottom left corner. And if you want to, at this time, I might color mine at the end, but I am doing a lot of talking. So if you want to at this time while I'm talking, you can go ahead and color, you know, the red square red, the yellow square yellow, and the blue square blue, right? Even though I do have quote unquote nice colored pencils, I'm using this cheap color pencil box because I want to emphasize to y'all that the quality of your art supplies do not matter. This is a participation grade. I can make red with whatever I've got. If all you've got at home is a red crayon or a red marker, you know, utilize what you have. If you don't have red, please just remember hopefully that the R stands for red. Okay. If you need to actually write red R-E-D down, that's your decision. Miss Walker, I'm lazy. I like to abbreviate. Okay. So we have 3 primary colors. They are red, yellow, and blue. So I put that over there. Does anybody know why those are the 3 primary colors? Okay, reason number 1, okay? If I want red, I can't mix 2 other colors together. I have to have red paint. So number 1, they cannot be made. If I want red, I have to buy red paint, okay? If I wanted green and I didn't have green paint, does anybody know what I could use to make green paint? Blue and
yellow.
Yay, listen to all my little people participating, okay? So green is not a primary color. We're gonna talk about what green is in a second, okay? But there's something else very important about the word primary. And for those of you guys who don't know, prime is a, oh, what's that word called at the beginning? Like a prefix, there we go. Does anybody know what the word prime means? Like, I'm the primary student. It's kind of sort of very similar to like a unicycle. It's a, okay.
Number 1.
Yes, prime means number 1. Okay, these are the first 3 colors, okay? So reason number 1 why they're called primary is because they can't be made. Anybody know what the second reason is why these are special colors? Leo knows all the answers. I'm gonna call on her the whole time. Anybody at home know? I will call on you. Oh, someone's typing to me in the chat. Let me see what they say. DJ, I'm not, no and yes. Make sure you need to look at it and follow along because I may have different vocabulary in it that needs to be included that wasn't in it last year. So look at it and follow along if you still have that one from Draw Paint 1. Okay, I just saw your message, I'm sorry. Okay, all right, well, no one seems to know besides Leo, so go ahead. Exactly. You want any other color, you can make it using red, yellow, or blue. Okay, so they make the other colors. Or you use them to make the other colors. Woo, Miss Walker's dyslexia is coming through a little bit. There's some odd letters in there that probably shouldn't be. Luckily, this isn't an English class, okay? And again, red, blue, yellow. I'm gonna color mine a little later, but it's totally depending on your speed if you wanna color it as you go, all right? So if I have the 3 primary colors here, and I just made the example out of green, right? Green, we have to make it, okay? What type of color would green be if it's not a primary color?
Secondary.
Okay, everybody in the classroom, just yell it out together.
Secondary.
Did y'all hear them at home?
Yes.
Oh, really? I did not. Okay, all right, so yes. After prime, we have second or secondary, S-E-C. Okay, I can't type and write at the same time. S-E-C-O-N-D-A-R-Y. We have the secondary colors. which second is another prefix that means two. Woohoo! All right, how many secondary colors do we have? Leo's like, I know the answer, please call me. How many, hold up your fingers, kids at home. How many secondary colors are there? Fernando, one more finger. There we go. All right, there are 3 secondary colors. I know what you said.
I had to
secondary.
count.
The secondary means 2. All right, so to add them, this is going to seem kind of crazy. I'm going to go on these long sides of my triangle and add like another triangle like that. Okay, and I'm going to do that on all 3 sides. And again, this is hand drawn, so no one is judging you if your triangles are a little lopsided or uneven or whatever else. Okay, so I basically took from like the tip of the triangle and the tip of the triangle and just drew a line up. Okay, and that is where our 3 secondary colors are going to go, but where we put which one matters. Okay, so let's see. I've got, I'm trying to let y'all draw while I'm drawing. I have red here and yellow here. So anybody want to make an educated guess? Say it louder, Faith. Orange, she says. Why does orange go right here?
Because red and yellow make orange.
Oh, y'all so smart. Look at this. I don't even need to teach this. Mr. Postel taught y'all very well in BA Comp or whatever class you had with art. Okay. I should be coloring this in. Woo, look at that beautiful orange. Okay. I guess I should, it's easier if you get these colors out of the box, right? Okay. So orange is my first secondary color. Then I've got yellow and blue down here on the bottom. Even though I haven't colored my blue yet.
Green.
Yep, very good. Thank you, Michaela. Okay, and then I'm going to be very interested to see what color y'all say here. Oh, that's what I thought you were going to say. All right.
Purple.
No, that's wrong.
Violet.
Yes, I know. Purple, Crayola, it's Crayola's fault, seriously. Okay, purple and violet are almost the same color, but they are actually a little bit different. And we'll talk about that in advanced color theory and like painting class. Yes, violet has more red in it. To get purple, you actually have to use a color called cyan instead of blue. Okay, so if you guys take graphics or if you have taken like advanced painting classes, you'll learn that there are other color wheels. So like we have a whole nother color wheel that instead of red, yellow, and blue has magenta, yellow, and cyan. So if you want to get purple, you have to use magenta and cyan instead of red and blue, which is basically, I'm not going to get into that in this class at this exact moment. So yes, we have to switch purple to violet. They are very similar colors, but you will get points off if you call purple violet in a color theory question. Okay. And again, you can color these as you go. So I'm just going to save myself some time and get all my colors out of my box because that makes my life a little bit easier. Here's my violet. Shooty, shooty, shoo. And again, y'all can see I'm not trying to get like the world championship trophy here for the best coloring. I'm just trying to be able to see my colors here. Is this blue? I can't even tell. It just says China on it. It's blue. Okay. It was so dark, I couldn't tell what color it was looking at the wrapper. Very, very effective coloring. All right, and I'm assuming this bright color is supposed to be green. Totally not accurate, but it's okay. It gets the point across. All right, so we have 3 secondary colors. I'm actually going to move my color pencils over here because I just realized that they were blocking the notes. Okay. And they are green, violet, and orange. Okay, and they are made by mixing together, hopefully y'all know this, the 2 primary colors. So mix 2 primaries, and you're going to get a secondary color. All right, it's a little more complicated than that. We'll get into it in just a second. But if you need the formula, I guess I should have done that already. Green is, I was going to tell y'all the answer, but hopefully you know. You just look right above it. What's above green? Blue and yellow. Violet is, y'all make me feel like Dora the Explorer. And orange is,
Red and yellow.
okay, thank you guys. Ooh, that's supposed to be a plus sign. Man, dyslexia is off today, bad. Okay, technically speaking, you're supposed to mix them together in a 50-50 ratio, okay? Which I'm gonna talk to y'all about what that means in a second. Do y'all know what I mean when I say 50-50? I'm looking at both my people. I'm gonna have like a really strong neck from doing this, like my neck exercises, all right? So half and half, meaning like if I use a cup of red, in theory, I should also have to use a cup of yellow, and then I'm going to get orange. Now, there's some, that's actually going to change a little bit, but in theory, that is the plan, okay? You what? Yes, so in theory, that works in light, because remember, this is all based off of the light spectrum. But, and I don't know if you guys could hear what Leo said, but she said that red was a darker color than yellow. It's not actually darker, but the pigment in red is stronger than yellow. So when you're making orange, you have to compensate for that, and you have to add more yellow because yellow is a weaker pigment. So I'm actually going to go to my paint cabinet really quick and get a couple of buckets of paint out. While I'm doing that, this is what I want y'all to do. From red, just draw a little line out and put a little circle right here. And that's going to be red. If you want to go ahead and color it. I'm going to do the same thing at yellow, draw a little line out. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to use this inside little, is it a hexagon or an octagon? It's a hexagon. We're going to use this little inside hexagon to make our wheel that's going to go around the outside. So yellow will go here. See how I went from the tip of the yellow triangle and went out? Then I'm going to go from the tip of the blue triangle and go out to get blue. I'll do the same thing with violet, the tip of the violet and go out. That will give me violet. And now I can really see how uneven I made this, but that's okay. Then that will be orange. And from the tip of the green, I'll go out again. That will be green. All right. So if y'all want to color that really quick, I'm going to go get my paint that I meant to get at the beginning of class, but you know, y'all already know I'm crazy. All right. Yellow, red. Just going to put them here to the side right now because I have no space on my little desk. Y'all ever seen gallons of paint before? I used to use these in middle school. They're really big pain in the butt though. All right. What? Yes, unless now you can like this brand right here, Chronocril is all right, but the problem is like getting kids to get this paint out without making like a giant mess is really fun. And then they sell the little like push thingies, like lotion, you know, but then they get clogged up and then the kid like starts hitting it like this, trying to get it to go down, and then the paint like shoots across the room. Yeah, I used to have that happen all the time. When I taught middle school, that happened all the time. All right, so if anybody needs me to like re-explain how I did that, let me know. But I just went out the tips of the triangles and now I'm coloring this super fast because y'all are probably already done and I don't want y'all to necessarily be waiting on me. So, and we're going to talk about what happens next. There's my yellow, my green. Sorry for the sloppy coloring. And now if you did, I think this is blue. The blue and the violet, they look like so similar. I like, can't tell which one is which. Okay. There's blue. So y'all can see I had to test sometimes in the bottom. Okay, again, if all you have is watercolor even, you know, it might be that you've got to get yourself a little cup of water, but you know, you can take your little watercolor brush and your palette, right? And get yourself your orange paint. All right, and you know, just put a little dab right there of orange paint. It's the same concept. And most of y'all should have watercolor because I gave it to you, right? But whatever you've got, I'm not picky, all right? So anybody want to guess what the wheel is missing at this point? Or is this it? Are we done? You know we're not done.
Tertiary colors.
Right.
Frederick, will you say that louder for me, please?
Tertiary colors.
Whew, okay, I'm very excited. He said the tertiary colors, which some of y'all are probably like, what the heck? I've never heard that word before. I'm trying to write it really clear and I'll zoom in a little bit. Maybe it'll let me. T-E-R-T, tert. T-E-R-T, I-A-R-Y, tertiary. I probably should have left a little bit of space. Okay, and the prefix is tertiary. Actually, believe it or not, means 3. So we have our first group of colors, our second group of colors, and then our third group of colors. I'm gonna put the little 3 right there to remind y'all that that means 3. Okay, but this third group of colors, you may, when you were in elementary and middle school, I'm gonna put this in parentheses because I don't know why they do this. I guess they think that tertiary is like a too hard word. So in elementary school, when they teach you the color wheel, they call these colors intermediate. Have y'all heard of them called that? Okay, it's been a hot minute since y'all were in elementary school. Okay, but on the elementary color wheel, they call them intermediate colors. Okay, and basically what they are is in between colors. What happens, you know, when you're like Leo was just talking to me about this, because red is a stronger pigment. When you try to make orange and you get too much red, that red is going to overpower the yellow and it's going to make a different color. Okay. So anybody want to guess? The tertiaries, they're in between colors. So I want y'all to kind of think, if red and orange are here, there can be another color that goes right here in between them. And then they connect like this. Anybody want to guess how many tertiary colors we have? Yes, I saw a couple of y'all go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. If you put 1 in between all of the other colors, the primaries and the secondaries, you're going to end up with 6. And actually well, I don't want to confuse y'all too much. There are more than 6, but that's not really. Okay. So 6, because you can have many versions of like red, violet. Okay. We have 6 tertiary colors. And what I did is I just put a circle in between all of my main colors. And then I'm going to connect them with a line like this. And that's why it's called a color wheel, because it's going to go like in a circle and it can turn. And all these colors are going to slowly transition into each other over time. See how we get a little circle? Well, kind of an odd circle, but it's a circle-ish shape. You know, I could have used like a compass and made like a perfect circle, but I don't feel like taking the time to do that. This is good enough. All right. So we're going to have 6 tertiary colors that are going to go in between our primaries, which I tend to like to put like a dot so that I remember these are my primary colors. Put a little dot. And then sometimes what do y'all want me to use as my symbol for my secondaries? Triangle, square, star. Oh, a star. We're making the secondaries fancy. Oh, yes, you can use whatever symbol you want. Just use a symbol for primary and a different symbol for secondary. Janelle told me to use a star, so I used a star. I guess it would, though, logically make sense that you would make your primaries be the star, since they're the first colors. They're used to make everything else. We fancy. All right. Y'all think I'm crazy. I know it's all right.
Bougie over here.
What'd you say? I'm bougie. What'd you say, Riley? All I heard was just high pitch. Did I make you laugh?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm glad I can be your comedic relief for the morning. All right. So we got 6 tertiaries. Okay. The best example I can give you guys, because I am a visual person, okay, is like I want to make orange. So look, I've got red paint. Oh, that's not yellow. That was blue. Be nice if I looked before I grabbed. All right, I've got red and I've got yellow paint. All right, everybody, y'all can see me at home, right? In the corner. Can y'all see me or do y'all see?
Yes.
Okay, good. I've got red and yellow paint, right? Okay. But let's say maybe I want to paint like all my cabinets orange, which by the way, they told me I'm not allowed to paint my room and it's made me very mad. Like I wanted to paint like the walls, like all rainbow colors. And they were like, you can't do that.
What if I did it?
What?
I said, what if I did it and like you could just blame it on me?
Yeah, well,
But
I don't want you to get suspended and I don't want to get fired. So
it wouldn't be your fault though. It would be like a student not listening. And so therefore you wouldn't be at fault. It would be me.
what? Yes, we can actually. So we're going to talk about that later. But yes, you can paint the ceiling tiles. You would get in a lot of trouble, Riley, if you did that though. And they'd be like, Miss Walker, you didn't notice that a student was painting the walls? Where is your
On a
super
scale of 1 to 10, how much trouble would I be in?
vandalism? So probably 10 days.
It's worth it. Stay home either way.
All right. So if I'm going to paint the wall, now that we've had this very theoretical conversation here, okay, if I was going to paint the wall, I need a lot of paint. So instead of using like the little thingy like this, I'm going to get my paint gallon, right? Because I'm going to need a lot of paint. But I pick up my paint gallon and then I'm like, I've got this whole gallon of red, but I couldn't find any yellow. So all I've got is this. And I'm like, I'm going to make it work. And I just pour both of these into a bucket and stir. Okay. What color am I going to get? There's definitely, look at the ratio here. Y'all see how much
Red
more
orange, but I think
yellow?
there's another name for it. But I can't think right now.
Yeah, it's going to be an orange-ish color, but it's not actually going to be orange because I have way too much red. Okay, that is what a tertiary color is. It's a color that's mixed unevenly. You have way too much of one color and that one color like overpowers. It's not going to stay red because I'm still adding yellow. It's just going to become an in-between orange. So I have too much red and they are not trying to trick you. The color is literally called red orange. Aren't they nifty there?
Oh, it never lies.
I have a crayon that color.
You probably do have a crayon that color. All right, it's very exciting. Sometimes Crayola is awesome and they'll actually follow color theory. So you'll see a crayon that's called red orange. Then you'll see another color that's called macaroni and cheese. And I'm like, where did the heck did that come from? All right. They also, I thought this was really funny. I found it the other day. Like, see this color right here? Oh, I just picked this color up randomly. I'm not kidding. And it's yellow orange. Can y'all see it on the yellow orange? I just picked up a random crayon from my box. What?
I swear to God, that crayon looks just like the other crayon called Marigold.
Marigold. I mean, they all look similar. It's all pish posh. Okay.
I found the red orange crayon.
Ooh, I'm so proud of y'all. So yes, sometimes we can thank Crayola. They'll follow the thing. So if I wanted to make this, okay, there are several ways that I could do it. Okay, I could get a whole bunch of red and add a little bit of yellow, but I could also, I have an orange colored pencil. If I want to make my orange have a little bit more red, what could I do with my orange colored pencil? Yeah, color it orange, and then I could get my red color pencil and I could just put a little bit of red on top. Like y'all, hopefully y'all know this. Color pencils, even markers, they'll mix. Okay, so if I come over here and I color my circle orange like this, and then I come back with red on top, they're gonna quote unquote blend together, and I'm going to get an in-between color. See how it doesn't look red and it doesn't look orange, it looks different. I tend to think that I like to compare my color theory to food because I just like food a lot. So I tend to think that red orange looks like hot Cheetos, which by the way, you are not allowed to eat in my room.
Oh.
The only reason why is because you leave your little red fingerprints all over everything. All right. It's like glitter. It just gets everywhere. Someone told me the other day that glitter was the herpes of art supplies. Have y'all seen the meme? It's like COVID virus and crafting terms. And it's like 10 people are crafting. One person is using glitter. How many people are using glitter? All of them. So I'm just making those colors a little bit brighter. But do y'all see how red orange looks different? Okay. Woohoo!
Yes.
Isn't that exciting? Okay. So our first tertiary color is red orange. Why is it called red orange? Because there's more red. So let's think about this. I start with red, I go to red orange, then I go to orange. See how I'm kind of rotating my way around the color wheel? Now I land right here. What color is there going to be more of? I'm getting closer to yellow. Yellow, and it's going to be a mixture of yellow and orange. So what's it going to be called?
Yellow orange.
Look at this. I'm telling y'all, they're really trying to trick you. They really made this difficult. Okay. So now I'm going to get my orange color pencil and my yellow color pencil. If you're painting, you could literally get orange paint and yellow paint and mix them together. You could get an orange. Oh, I was going to do some of these with markers so y'all could see it works with markers too. It might not be like quote unquote totally perfect, but you can get it pretty close. And yellow orange looks like a mango. Or a peach. If you like peaches, Miss Walker, I prefer mangoes. If any of y'all go get Thai food, you need to eat some mango sticky rice. Ooh, delicious. Or mango with any type of chicken is good. I just like food. I gotta stop. I'm pregnant. I'm about to be like, okay. Okay, look at that. Isn't that exciting? So I've got red orange and yellow orange, which both come from the orange family. Okay. Ooh, the handwriting here is just lovely these days. Okay. Then we're gonna basically descend down into the greens because we're going in the order, starting with red, all the way around our wheel. Funny, fun, fun, fun. Y'all look so bored. It's review, right? Well, it's mostly review. Y'all at some point in time remember learning this before. Just might have been a minute. Okay. All right. This cheap box, this green is already kind of yellow. But if I'm going to think about it this way, and between green and yellow, what's going to happen here?
Lime.
Lime. You are correct. Lime green, or I tend to think like that candy apple, the sour apple Jolly Rancher. That's what I tend to think of. What's the technical name for that color?
Yellow green.
Oh, y'all so smart. For my like same 5 kids who were having a conversation with me today. All right. And I can make it. Look, this is even what I'm saying though. Like here's a yellow marker and here's a green marker. I can get my green marker. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see that because I'm zoomed in. Let me zoom out a little. I can get my green marker and my yellow marker and color them on top and they still mix. I'll do it up here. Here's my yellow marker. Here's my green marker. They mix together. I'm gonna need to put more yellow. I think I just drew on my shirt with my marker. I can even put more yellow on top. It's not as effective as a colored pencil, but you know, you got to work with what you got. Crayons will do the same thing. Or if you have a big colored pencil or a big fancy 120 crayon pack and you've got a yellow green crayon, you can see how good of a job Crayola did. Yes. All right. Take your ticket with you, but the fastest way to the PAC is to walk across the football field. And then I'll leave this up so you'll be able to catch up. I think you kind of know it already anyways. All right, y'all, we got to step up. Leo just left and she was one of my main contributors. Faith is like, I've been contributing, I'm just quiet. Y'all all gotta be louder than Leo now. See how
You
what I
said-
mean? It kind of looks like, oh, go ahead.
You talking to in person or virtual?
Well, both. My virtual kids, Riley and Michaela, are kind of speaking. Although every once in a while I'll hear from Frederick or Fernando. And Dylan, I know you know that. I know all y'all know this, you just being quiet. My yellow green is looking, these crayons are kind of cheap, but it's okay. I'm not grading y'all for like the colors being perfect. I just want y'all to have a visual like reference. Okay. So someone new, should I call on someone random? The easiest one says Janelle. Janelle says this is the easiest one. Dylan, he's like, no, Miss Walker. Do you know what this color is called right here in between blue and green?
Blue green.
Woohoo! He knew the answer. See, I knew y'all was just being shy. I called on Dylan because I've taught him before, so, you know. Some of y'all get sensitive when I call on you. I still can't ever tell if this is the blue or not. I just kind of do it lightly, the first coat, and then let them mix with each other. Blue green, trying to think of a food that looks blue green. What flavor of Kool-Aid is green?
Green apple.
Is it really? I would think green apple would be like bright. I don't drink Kool-Aid, so y'all on your own on that one. I drink purple drink, but that's not Kool-Aid. Well, I guess it could be Kool-Aid. Y'all too young to know what Chappelle's Show is, aren't you?
I
Chappelle's
know
Show
it.
has a whole joke about, it's very school inappropriate, so I probably shouldn't be mentioning it in this recording. But Chappelle's Show talks about purple drink. There's a secret Chick-fil-A drink? What?
So it's like 50%. I think it's like 20% Sprite, and then the rest like Powerade, and then like High C.
Oh, they'll make it. That sounds terrible.
It's still good.
I don't know. As I've gotten older, my taste and beverage has gotten like lamer. Like I drink the like LaCroix sparkling waters, and all my students are like, it's delicioso. All right. Oh, I guess I should do my greens over here. So I've got yellow green and blue green. Okay. And then we're going to finish it up with the not purples, but the
Violet.
Violets.
yay to my 5 people who talked to me. Okay. I guess okay. I keep losing my pen. Violet's here, and then we've got our in between. So we've started and we've rotated around we go. We land at blue. So now we're heading towards violet, but we're going to be heavier on the blue because we're closer to the blue. So this would be called, maybe I should ask Nomi. Nomi has a very pretty pink blanket. Blue and violet. What would I get?
Blue violet or violet?
Yay! That is totally correct. Blue violet. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in just a second. It is, you are correct. But this is where the color wheel and the light spectrum slowly differ, and I will explain to y'all why in just a second. So y'all at the home people, Janelle just asked me, she said, isn't that technically indigo? And you guys should know the color indigo from the rainbow. Yes, blue violet is technically indigo. So we're gonna do a little side note in just a second so that I can, and I will say when we paint, if we were painting with acrylics, blue violet is one of the hardest colors to make and get it right, because violet tends to look a lot darker than y'all think it's gonna look. But I love blue violet. I think it looks like a Concord grape. You know the skin on a Concord grape, how it's real dark? That's blue violet. I should have gone to Kroger and just bought food and been like, hey guys, of course we can't eat in class. Like I asked if I could because I used to have this big prize jar, and when kids volunteered, they get to get a candy out of the prize jar. But because of COVID, we're not allowed to do that. COVID ruins everything. Except our good time in art.
Miss J.
Yes. What's wrong, Michaela?
I actually have a blue violet and an indigo crayon, and they look different.
Ooh, interesting. Crayola. Can you hold them up? Let me see.
Okay.
Michaela's got them fancy crayons, y'all. We all need to go to her house. Maybe not right
This
now.
is the blue violet crayon and the indigo crayon. One looks more blue. The other one looks kind of purple.
Have you put them on the paper? Because sometimes they look different than the wrapper.
I did.
Interesting. Well, I will let you choose which one you want to do. It doesn't matter to me. All right, one color left, and we're going to be almost nearly done. What is it?
Red, violet.
Oh, I heard someone say it. Keela, was that you?
Yeah.
What was it?
Red, violet.
Thank y'all. Woohoo, we're so smart in the art room today. We're so smart in the art room every day. It's because we're awesome. There's the reason why I don't teach math. Ugh. Is anybody in here your favorite subject, math? I'm not, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not.
I
good.
like math. If I get it, then I like it.
math too.
Here's the thing with math, like it's easy, but it's so easy to the point where it gets boring. Like,
Math was easy. Yeah, that just hurt my feelings.
oh my bad.
Actually, I was really good at math. If I don't do math like every day, I will forget whatever it is that I was supposed to do. It's like I have no memory retention. So like from Friday to Monday, I'd come to school on Monday and my math teacher would be like, so this is what we did on Friday. And I'd be like, huh? Like nothing. She was like, I have to reteach this to you again. I was like, yes.
What's the difference between red violet and violet red?
There shouldn't be. That's probably just crayon getting desperate for color names. So what you got to realize is, right, on this color wheel, there's 6 + 3 + 3 is, speaking of y'all who just said you were good at math.
15.
Okay. What?
Isn't it 15?
12?
Girl,
Oh.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 colors on the color wheel. Okay. Woo. I love that.
That is so easy.
It's okay. It's fun. I don't really care. There are 120 crayons and up to 120 crayons in a crayon box. So they're going to have to get very creative with their names after a while. Y'all know what I'm saying? That's why you get colors like macaroni and cheese and blue violet and red violet and violet red. Is just because they gotta name the crayon something. Okay, they can't call it like purple 1, purple 2, purple 3, purple 4. They could actually, that would probably be easier, but you know, there's actually a color. My dad's name was Bradley, and there's actually a color at one point in time called Bradley, and my dad could never figure out why it was red, but there was a red crayon. I think they got rid of it, but like in the 80s and 90s, there was a red crayon called Bradley. All right. So these are the 12 colors that are on the color wheel. And I do want y'all to notice that we are missing colors. Okay. And there are plenty of colors too. Like I could add even more red to this red orange and it would still change and turn into a different color. Okay. So the tertiaries, oh, which by the way, we still have 2 more, our violets, our red violet and blue violet. Okay, and they are made basically, they're in between colors. You've got to mix either in an uneven ratio or you've got to mix a primary and secondary together, which is how I made them. I mixed red and orange together to get red orange. But I could also make red orange by taking a whole bunch of red and a little bit of yellow. Okay, so there's multiple different ways that you can make them. Kind of depends on what colors you have and what paint you have. All right. To answer very quickly, just off to the side, Janelle's question about indigo, okay? When you guys learn the color spectrum, you hopefully learned Roy, Biv. And y'all, please let me know if that's not on the screen for some reason. Okay, that is, and I'm just gonna put that off to the side. Okay, that is the color spectrum according to light. Like, I'm looking at the rainbow. Number one, when you look at the rainbow, the blue violet side of the rainbow is usually stronger. Okay, but also in science, there's something called the golden ratio, which if you guys remember, do you guys in art history, did you ever study that drawing that Leonardo da Vinci did of the man? He's like standing in the circle like this. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay. The golden ratio or the divine ratio uses the number 7. And for whatever reason in scientific practice, the number 7, which is interesting because it's a prime number, works in like more ratios and more equations. So they needed the color spectrum to have 7 colors. So they kind of added indigo in as a 7th color. But in the color wheel, which because the color wheel is not perfectly aligned with the color spectrum, we kick indigo out. So instead of Roy G. Biv, we have Roy G. Biv. Okay. But that's kind of sort of why that scientific difference is there. Okay. So now that we know how they're there and kind of sort of how to make them all, what I really want to start focusing with you guys with more on this week is how these colors can be grouped together and then how they can use to like be used to like evoke emotions. Okay. So I want to add a couple of other small words at the bottom. For example, the first one is going to be color scheme. Okay. And I don't really know why they use the word scheme. I'm not trying to scheme against you or plan against you. Okay. A color scheme is a very fancy way of saying a group of colors. Okay. So our first color scheme is primary. It's a group of colors. Why are they grouped together? Because they all share something similar, right? What's similar about the primary colors? They can't be made and they're used to make the other colors. What is all similar about secondaries? They're made by mixing together 2 primaries. Y'all kind of sort of see what I mean? So some of our groups of colors are referred to as triads, okay? And a triad, which is why we started, even though it's a color wheel, we started with a triangle. Because most of our colors can be grouped into 3 like that. And if you notice, you can take that triangle and you can rotate it. And every time you rotate it, you're going to get a new triad. But what's the first trimad? What's the first triad? Primary, because what does prime mean?
1 first.
First, okay. What's the second triad? Secondary.
Secondary.
Okay, now tertiary colors actually have more than 1 triad because there's 6 of them. So a triad is taking that triangle and picking those 3 colors out. Okay, and that's just different ways to group things. Then think about these. You probably learned these in elementary and middle school. If I were to ask you what are cool colors versus what are warm colors, could you guys distinguish warm colors from cool colors?
Yes.
Okay, which colors are going to evoke that brrr feeling? The blues.
Blue.
What else?
Purple.
Violets.
The violets. You could almost think about if you kind of cut the color wheel in half like this, these are your cool colors. Y'all see it? Okay, which would mean these are your warm colors. Look at that. Green, it kind of depends. The more yellow you add to it, it's going to get warmer. The more blue you add to it, it's going to get cooler. Exactly. All right, Leo put a dotted line and then put warm and cool. Okay, there are all different ways to make color schemes. Okay, I'm probably, just because of time and where we are with class right now, going to stop there. We need to do analogous still. We need to do complementary still, and a couple of other ones, and then start to talk about how they feel. but I do want y'all to do this little exercise really quick. And we're gonna kind of share this tomorrow a little bit. Okay, because for some reason, everybody has one. Okay, what is your favorite color? No one's gonna tell me.
Green.
Red
Green.
and blue.
red.
Blue.
Okay, all right, Janelle said she likes pink sometimes. Now, I will say this, your favorite color does not have to be on this wheel. For example, pink is not on this wheel. Black is not on this wheel. We got to talk about that. White, all right? Most people don't say their favorite color is brown, but maybe your favorite color is brown. Brown is not on this wheel. We got to talk about all this. Okay, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what my favorite color is because I want to see if y'all can guess. Then underneath it, I want you to write because, and I need you to give me some type of a reason, or it might be multiple reasons why that's your favorite color. Yes, no, maybe so.
I don't really like have a favorite color.
Who doesn't have Fernando does not have a favorite color. Why?
Yeah, it like depends. Like I like all of them. Like
Okay.
probably differently amounts.
Could you
know?
pick one or two that could be like your top for some type of a reason?
Yes, I could do that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm an art teacher. It's hard for me. I literally have to teach you guys about all the colors. How do I pick one when they're all so awesome? And then this is going to be interesting. If you do any of y'all have a least favorite color?
No.
For example, if you go
Yes.
into my closet, there is a color that is missing from my closet. You will not see Miss Majay wear this color. Okay. My favorite color because, and my least favorite color and because, and we're going to share our responses tomorrow. Miss Majay, so mean. Show and tell.
But what
I
if you
will
don't
not-
have a least favorite color?
What'd you say, Riley?
But what if you don't have a least favorite?
Then that's okay. You can just say, I don't have a least favorite color because I'm not mean. Also, I just realized tomorrow is Wednesday, so I guess we will do this on Thursday. If you have something too that, because like, for example, my best friend, her favorite color is like this very specific shade of green. It's like, you know, like when grass grows and it's like the little tiny baby, like the little tiny baby sprigs of grass that come out of the dirt. That's like her favorite color. So anytime she finds something that color, she like buys it. So if any of y'all want to show and tell with something that's your favorite color, like this is my thermos and it's purple because purple is my favorite color. Or Leah's like, look at my backpack. It's my favorite. Is it the blue-green color? That kind of seafoam green. So Leo can bring aquamarine is what she's calling it. If you have something that you want to show that's your favorite color, I would be happy to see it on Thursday. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording because everything else I'm going to say is not relevant to note taking as soon as I remember how to stop the recording.